I really do appreciate everything you guys have done for me.
Aw. Well, this is only the beginning. As of tomorrow, there's lots of great things in store for you.
What do you mean?
You'll see. Hey guys.
Oh, hey.
I know you're heading out for a meeting, but there's someone I want to introduce you to. Come on. Gentlemen, Miss Sharon Harper.
Wow.
Sherry, you look great.
Great? What do you mean great? She looks beautiful.
She sure does.
What was that, Daniel?
I said she looks like a princess.
Well, I hate to ruin the moment, but we need to go. Ladies, we'll see you this afternoon. Come on, man.
Well, Miss Harper, let's get you settled into your new room.
Margaret, is this Daniel?
In fact, it is. He's about 10 years old there.
Well, tell me about him.
What do you want to know about him?
Like, where is he from, and does he have a family? And how do you know him so well?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. One question at a time. Let's see. Daniel had a poor home life. His father died when he was just a baby, and his mother was a factory seamstress. Of course, those jobs didn't pay much, and they really struggled financially. So to make ends meet, his mom entertained men on the side. Well, she was entertaining one evening, and something terrible happened. Daniel sensed that something was wrong, so he ran inside to check on her, found her lifeless body lying across the bed. He was only 8 years old at the time and didn't know what to do. So he ran out of the house crying, and as he went down the road, fortunately, he was stopped by the preacher and his wife who were driving by. They tried talking to him, but all he would say is that something bad had happened to his mother. Well, the preacher and his wife took Daniel back to his house and called the sheriff. Sure enough, they went in and found his mother dead. And at some point later, the preacher asked if they could take Daniel home and look after him until something was decided. It just so happened that the preacher knew of a couple at church who had no children of their own, but they really wanted to have a family. They ended up taking Daniel in and finally decided to adopt him. Once the adoption was finalized, they brought him to this very house. And since we were neighbors and my parents worked so closely with the Ryans, he and I spent a lot of time here playing together. We were like siblings. He even gave Carl and I this house as a wedding gift. Hey, let me get the door. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Special delivery.
Flowers for me?
Flowers for you. The delivery man said, Sherry Harper.
Thanks, Margaret.
They're not from me. I wish I could take all the credit.
Are you serious? Who else would send me flowers?
Hey, Margaret. I'll be in my office.
Where's Sherry?
She's out back. Those flowers are nice.
You know, Margaret, she's not the same girl the sheriff brought us.
Daniel, I think she's the same person she always was, clouded by some of the difficulties in her life. But she seems happy here.
Yeah, she does. You know, I think it's time for her to meet Robert.
I think you're right.
I'll call him.
Hey, are you going to eat dinner with us tonight?
No, I promised Suzanne I'd take her to dinner this evening.
Oh, okay.
Daniel, before you leave, I need to show you an email.
Sure, Carl. Margaret, if you'll excuse me. What you got, Carl?
It's not looking good, Daniel. The prince says he can't wait for much longer. Seems like he's getting impatient and he might just back out.
Just relax, Carl. He won't do that. Why don't we have some photos taken of her to show him the progress that's being made, and then reassure him he'll have her soon.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
Thanks.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Carl.
What are you studying so intently?
Oh, just reading some books about Texas. I think it might be my new home.
Take it from me, Texas is a great place. Speaking of great, I thought this might be a great opportunity to have a photographer come by and take some professional shots of you and your new look.
I don't know, Carl. I mean, I'm not really dressed for pictures.
Well, why not wear what you had on this morning when Daniel and I saw you?
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Come on, get dressed. The photographer will be here in an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you. I had something on the way over.
Thanks for coming out this morning. Sorry you had to miss your round of golf.
Well, there's some things that are more important than a golf game. So, who am I here to see?
She's right out back. Hi, Sherry. I'd like to introduce you to Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert Anderson.
Nice to meet you.
Sherry, I invited Robert out today because I really think he can be of help to you.
I don't understand.
All I ask is that you hear what he has to say.
Okay.
I'll leave you two to visit.
So Daniel tells me you're from the Northwest. That's some beautiful country. Do you have any family that lives up there?
Let me ask you a question. Who are you? Because if you're some kind of counselor or psychologist, I don't need your help.
I'm neither, though, Sherry. I'm just a guy that wants to talk to you about the most important thing in the world.
And what would that be?
I want to talk to you about God.
God? That's the important thing you want to talk to me about? Are you kidding?
Absolutely not.
Listen, Daniel asked me to hear you out, so I will, but I want you to know I have no need for your God. For 5 years, I watched cancer slowly steal my mother. It took her hope, it took her dignity. It tortured and killed her.
Sherry, I'm sorry about that.
For the last 5 years of her life, she only knew misery. So if the God you want to tell me about is the kind of God that would let something like that happen, I'll listen, but don't expect me to care.
I am so sorry, Sherry, to hear about your loss.
Loss? You have no idea. When the suffering was over, those useless treatments had taken everything we had. They took our house and our car, our life savings, took everything we had. Everything. So tell me, where was your loving God then?
Sherry, God was there.
Well, we certainly didn't see him.
Let me show him to you. Let me show you the one true living God who loves and cares for you.
You're just like those preachers at the shelters. We have to hear your sermon before we can eat or sleep. Well, mister, I learned to tune them out.
Sherry, no one's going to force you to listen to me. I just want to talk to you about the truth.
I already told you. I told Daniel I would hear you out, so I will.
I appreciate that. And I'll come back tomorrow, and we'll study more then.
Do whatever you want.
Sherry, I can't begin to know what you've gone through, but I can tell you that God has always been there. Always. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, I noticed Robert was here visiting with you.
Yeah, I told him he's wasting his time, though. I've heard all this before.
You know, it is your choice.
Are all of you religious? Even Daniel?
Yes, Sherry, we're all Christians.
So what kind of place is this anyway? Are you a cult?
Not at all. No one here is going to force you to believe anything.
Oh, you can be sure of that. I need to get out of here. I'm going to go for a run and clear my head. Where's Margaret?
Well, she was about to cook dinner and she came down with a migraine, so she decided to go and lie down for a while.
I'm sorry to hear she's not feeling well.
Yeah, so I was going to put these things away and call Rose's and order something to eat for you and Daniel.
Just let me cook dinner tonight.
Well, if you want to cook for the two of you, you can. He should be here about 8.
I'd love to.
Okay, well, I'll be in my office if you need me.
Okay, thanks.
You guys made some pretty good time on that.
Not bad.
Well, how was the trip to Florida?
It was business as usual. I did catch myself a pretty good sized marlin.
Save the fish stories, Daniel. Listen, Sherry's going to meet you in the dining room for dinner. Margaret's not feeling well, so I'm going to keep an eye on her and finish up some paperwork in the office.
Okay. Tell Margaret I hope she gets to feeling better.
All right, thanks.
Welcome back.
Hi. Did you do all this?
Margaret wasn't feeling well, so I cooked dinner. Are you hungry?
Yes.
So, Margaret mentioned once that she's lived here her whole life. Is Carl from around here too?
Actually, Carl's from East Texas. He didn't have a very good home life. And as a teenager, he got into some trouble.
Carl? I would have never guessed that.
Well, when he was about 17, he left home and he found himself in Galveston looking for work. But without any work experience, he couldn't find a good job. So, he was doing cleanup work on an oil platform that my parents were building. The foreman told my father that he was a quick learner and a hard worker and had a lot of potential. My parents were looking for someone to work in the office, so they gave him a chance, and that's all they needed. They were so impressed, they sent him to business school at the University of Texas. And over time, my father taught him the financial end of the business, and now he's the CEO of the company.
I hate to disturb you two, but Daniel, Captain Lee Fong of the Singapore Dry Docks is on the phone.
What's the problem?
Apparently, they damaged the rig while trying to move it.
Unbelievable. You know, it's the second time we've had an issue with these guys.
How do you think this needs to be handled?
Well, I need to see the damages myself. Tell Captain Lee I'll fly it tonight, and I'll meet him first thing in the morning.
You got it. And I'll call and make sure the plane is fueled and ready to go within a couple of hours.
Okay. Sherry, I hate to rush off like this.
That's okay, Daniel. I understand.
Dinner was great, and I look forward to talking to you as soon as I get back.
Well, have a safe trip.
Thanks, Sherry. Good night.
Good night.
Well, good morning, ladies.
Hey, good morning. How was the barber shop this morning?
Oh, crowded as usual.
Looks like you bumped into the FedEx guy.
As a matter of fact, I did. Oh, look, the photographer sent the pictures.
Oh, great. Let's see them.
Hey, hurry.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Thanks.
Look at
Oh,
that.
I like that one. This one's good too.
Cute.
So, what do you think?
You ladies select the one you like best and let me know. I'll be down in the office.
Okay. What do you think of this?
Look at this. This is so cute. Which one's your favorite?
I keep coming back to this.
I do too.
Oh, come on in, Sherry.
Here's the photo we decided on.
Well, this is an excellent choice.
Thanks. You have a really nice office.
Thanks.
This is a great photo of you and Margaret.
Well, that's my favorite.
So what is this?
Well, that's an offshore oil rig. As a matter of fact, that's the very last rig that Daniel's parents built while they were still with us.
Where are his parents now?
About 5 years ago, on the same weekend that Daniel graduated from college, we received word about a terrible fire that broke out on one of our largest rigs out in the South China Sea. It was terrible timing, but Daniel's parents needed to fly out to assess the damages. So they asked me to maintain the operations on this end and help Daniel get moved. Well, as they were flying out of Singapore a couple days later, they ran into severe weather. Lightning struck the plane and there was a mid-air explosion. Everyone on board was killed.
I'm so sorry.
It's like losing my own parents.
I know that feeling all too well. You and Daniel seem to work well together.
I certainly think so. And we owe it all to his parents, because they not only taught us the business, they taught us something far more important.
And what was that?
No matter what was going on in their lives or where they may have been in the world, they never let anything come between them and their faith in God. And they taught all three of us to love God and to always put Him first in everything that we do, to worship and serve Him faithfully, and to use what He's given us to help others.
But I don't understand. I mean, you talk about faith in God, but how can a God that's so loving and caring have done this to them?
Well, we're going to all die one day, but we don't know when or how, but it's going to happen. And for Charles and Melissa, they enjoyed doing everything together. And I imagine, even facing death, they would have had it no other way. So I don't believe God did this to them, but I believe as Christians, God prepared them for a day like this.
Well, I should probably let you get back to work.
Okay, Sherry. Daniel, I received the pictures from the photographer and I'm sending them to the prince today. Yes. Hey, don't forget our basketball game later this afternoon. I don't want to hear any excuses. All right, I'll see you later. Sherry, Robert's here to see you.
Good morning.
Thanks, Carl.
If you need me, I'll be in my office.
It's good to see you again.
I told you yesterday, I've already heard all this religious stuff before. You're just wasting your time. Pretty surprised you came back.
Sherry, I just came by to let you know that I cannot start our study till tomorrow.
Look, let's just get this over with.
Tell me what you think and what you believe.
Sherry, it's not what I think, and it's not what I believe. It's not even about me. It's about God.
And how is what you have to say any different from what I've already heard?
Sherry, let me show you something. In the Bible, God's Word, He tells us in John chapter 8 and verse 32, He says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free."
So if I learn this truth you're talking about, am I free to go?
Sherry, God's truth is to set everyone free. Everyone free from their sins.
So now you're calling me a sinner. Who made you the judge?
God has said, all people have fallen short of what He would want them to be. We're all sinners.
So are you going to tell me your interpretation of other things God has supposedly said?
No, Sherry, God has already written them down in His Word. I'm only here to help you see them for yourself.
Okay, but you're wasting your time.
Well, let's do this, Sherry. I'll be back tomorrow. But until then, read these verses and just see for yourself what God has to say.
I don't know. I have a lot to do around here.
Well, if you can, try and take a look at them, and I'll be back tomorrow.
Sure.
You have a good day, Sherry.
Watch this move now. Daniel, watch this move.
Right here, here it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, hey, there you are. I was just